Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, October 21st. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the SPY. So today is an expiration. Options expiration, probably a good reason why this market has traded so erratically, for lack of a better term, this week, where one side takes control, firmly gives it up, only to see the other side not get any follow through. Well, right now, with 75 minutes to go prior to the opening, we're attempting to come out of balance to the downside, possibly on a gap. Remember, SPY's low of 363.97, we're about 80 cents lower than it right now, is the bottom of our balance. And below that, we talk about price vacuums. Boy, oh boy, do we have one from the 14th. So it's going to be really interesting if we get acceptance below the 20. Remember in last night's video, sellers get acceptance below the 20 and acceptance below the balance low, we can get some pretty good movement to the downside. But the key is acceptance, not just trading there this morning. On the flip side, if they do get rejected and we get back above the 20, there's nothing inside yesterday's range to stop this market from rotating right back up to yesterday's high. So that's what we're possibly looking at today. Some pretty good movement on one side or the other. Right now, very early, the bears have the upper hand. Remember, the bulls had the upper hand yesterday and gave it all back. So let's keep that in mind. Overnight high right now in SPY is 366.26. Overnight low is 362.75. I will be recapping all of these indices charts tonight. So once again, now I have ES in 3s, so I'm not sure how wide this overnight POC is. It's saying 18 in 3s, but it's fairly wide, and it's right below yesterday's low. So right now, either for now or at 9:30, if we gap lower, especially below Monday's low, this is the key. Here's the bottom of your balance. So any gap below there, I would certainly take a short. Now, you could either use back inside that range as you're out or yesterday's low. I'd probably use yesterday's low. See what happens if they come back up and hit a roadblock at this very wide point of control. They might actually fill the gap and then just roll back over again, right? These ALGOs are heat-seeking missiles. That might be where they get locked onto, this wide POC, the gap fill, and then they roll over again. So that's why I probably wouldn't take the short off unless we got acceptance back into yesterday's range. Right now we're starting with lower value. So that's a short play. Again, in the next 75 minutes, if this market rallies and opens inside of the day's range, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, and we're still in balance. We're going to need some more MGI. Can you take a long then against yesterday's low and against this wide point of control? You can, but again, if that is to happen, you are going to be below the 20-day moving average still. So I think I'd wait more to see if we get acceptance above the 20, where A period comes back into range and then B period starts one time framing up above it. Then again, there's nothing above us except the overnight high and then really nothing inside of yesterday. So right now, the call play or the long play wouldn't be until we got back above the 20-day moving average. But as far as a short, on a gap, definitely looking for one against, again, I would use yesterday's low as my out. Now, if the gap gets bigger in the next 75 minutes, then we reassess. Here's D's high from the 14th. I've been banging the drum on this. Why? Because there's nothing inside of the 14th. You had an 8-wide point of control. You had a 13-wide overnight, which never got hit. So there's a good chance you can come down to this level. But that level's all the way down to 15 and change. We're trading at 51. So that's a lot of movement we can get. So if the gap is reasonable around where D's high is, again, like I said, it's a good short because you use yesterday's low as you're out, or see if they get acceptance back above the 20. Otherwise, you keep looking for the short. If the gap, however, in the next 75 minutes is all the way, say, down here, around C's low or something like that, then I reassess. Because, like I said, I don't gap and go when the gap is that large. Again, all early plays, you're getting this live webinar inside the Voice Trading Room from 9:15 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern every day. And then just quickly on the chart, again, we'll recap this all later. Again, I want to thank you for the likes and subscribing to this channel. It's a 4-day balance. So if we take out yesterday's low, we're still not coming out of balance until we take out Monday's low. Right now, we're below it. So below Monday's low, you're coming out of balance to the downside. Again, your real first destination would be that low of 356.96. Okay? Remember, we had a bad print this week on the weekly. It's showing 357.28. That's not the weekly low right now. Monday's low is the weekly low. Maybe that was a little omen that we're going to go down to there. So again, any opening below the 4-day balance, I would go with that trade and monitor it for continuation or lack of acceptance back inside of yesterday's range. And then again, you're going to have to reassess. Right now, the 20-day moving average is at 365.67. We'll see where it is once we open at 9:30. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.